Shalom. Our praise to Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Kodash Rakah. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone who rule well. And a sincere salutation to the author, pushing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth, waking up the hope from the left. Coming back to another video about the Sabbath. Okay. The Most High, Yahawah, and Yahawashi say to keep the Sabbath. Do not profane it. To the best of your ability, of course, because we still in the land of our captivity. So we must keep the Sabbath. Now when we was free in our own land, we was able to keep the Sabbath. Even in the wilderness, after being led out of Egypt, we was keeping the Sabbath. So the first verse I'm going to go into, this is Exodus chapter 31, verse 12. The Lord spoke unto Moses, saying, Speak thou also to the children of Israel, saying, Verily my Sabbath ye shall keep, for it is a sign between me and you throughout your generation, that you may know that I am the Lord Yahawah, that doeth sanctify you. Okay, the generation, man. Okay, generation from the end of time, from the beginning to the end, man. Not just through the Old Testament and coming to the New Testament. We don't got to keep the Sabbath. No, from generation to generation, man. Verse 14. Ye shall keep the Sabbath, therefore, for it is holy unto you. Everyone that defileth it shall surely be put to death. For whosoever doeth any work therein, their soul shall be cut off from amongst the people. 6 days may work be done, but in the seventh is the Sabbath of rest, holy to the Lord Yahawah. Whosoever do any work in the Sabbath day, he shall surely be put to death. Wherefore the children of Israel shall keep the Sabbath, to observe the Sabbath throughout their generation, for a perpetual covenant. Okay? For everlasting covenant, man. Okay? It must be kept, period. It is a sign between me and the children of Israel forever. For in 6 days the Lord Yahawah made heaven and earth, and on the seventh day he rested and was refreshed. Okay? A perpetual covenant, man. Okay? To keep forever, man. There's no debating it, to keep forever. Okay, this is Numbers chapter 15. I'm going to start at 32. And it reads, now this when they was in the wilderness, okay, when they was keeping the Sabbath, they was in the wilderness, free. It reads, this is Numbers chapter 15, verse 32. And while the children of Israel were in the wilderness, they found a man that gathered sticks upon the Sabbath day. And they that found him gathered sticks, brought him unto Moses and Aaron, and unto all the congregation. And they put him in ward, because it was not declared what should be done to him. And the Lord Yahawah said unto Moses, the man shall be surely put to death. All the congregation shall stone him with stones without the camp. And all the congregation brought him without the camp and stoned him with stones, and he died as the Lord Yahawah commanded Moses. Okay? So we can't keep the Sabbath because we're in our captivity. We can keep it to the best of our ability. We can't keep it how we want to. Because sometimes, or most of the time, we got to work on that day. But just acknowledging when the Sabbath is, or trying to keep it, okay, the Lord knows your heart, man. So when you're trying to keep it, or you can't keep it sometimes, because sometimes, some days it come around and you can keep the Sabbath. Because the Sabbath falls on different times, according to the new moon. And every 7 days from the new moon, you should keep it, which is going to be on different days. So after the new moon come in, like this month, it's coming in on Wednesday, which is the 17th. So from Wednesday night, according to nightfall, or when the sun go down, so when nightfall to nightfall the next day, which would be the 18th, that's the Sabbath. So if you can keep it, keep it. If you got to work, then the Lord understand that. And see, that's what he cut the Pharisees at about that, about working on the Sabbath, about keeping the law holy. So this is Isaiah 66 and 23, and it reads, "And it shall come to pass that from one new moon to another, and from one Sabbath to another, shall all flesh come to worship before me, saith the Lord YAHAWAH YAHAWASHI." Okay, from one new moon to another, man. You gotta try to keep the Sabbath to the best of your ability. If you can keep it, keep it. But just you acknowledging it, knowing about it, okay, the Most High find grace for you, man. This is Psalms 81, chapter 3. It says, "Blow up the trumpet in the new moon, in the time appointed on our solemn feast days. For this was a statute for Israel and a law of the power of Jacob." Okay? For the God of Jacob, man. Hey, no other nation, man. This is a covenant for Jacob. Okay, so in Isaiah chapter 1, verse 14, because you got these people done changed the covenant, man. They done changed it, okay? They done changed the Sabbath. And they got people going to church on Sunday, being that's their Sabbath, okay? So this is Isaiah chapter 1, verse 14. Your new moons, okay? They are new appointed feast days. It says, "Your new moons and your appointed feasts, my soul hate. They are a trouble unto me. I am weary to bear them." Okay? So the Most High hate your new Sabbaths, man, which is Sunday. Okay? Your new worship days. Because they got everybody going to church on Saturday, man. Okay? He's got Trump even passed a law about Sunday worship. And you got the Pope speaking about everything should be at a knot on Sunday. It should be nothing be done on Sunday but Sunday worshiping. So this is Ezekiel chapter 8, and I'm going to start at verse 15. "Then said he unto me, Hast thou seen this, O son of man? Turn thee yet again, and thou shalt see greater abomination than these." So the Most High was showing Ezekiel all different kind of abomination that Israel was doing. Okay, following after the heathen customs. Verse 16, "And he brought me into the inner court of the Lord's house, and beheld at the door of the temple of the Lord, between the porch and the altar, were about 25 men with their backs towards the temple of the Lord Yahawah Yahawashi, and their faces toward the east, and they were worshiping the sun toward the east." Okay? So following the pagan gods, worshiping the sun, Constantine, okay, because he worshiped the sun. That's why they set up worship on what? Sunday. Okay? So, this is Isaiah 56 and 2. And it reads, "Blessed is the man that do this, and the son of man that lay hold on it, that keep the Sabbath from polluting it, and keeping his hand from doing any evil." Okay? Like I said, the Most High know your heart, man. We can't keep the Sabbath all the time because we're in the land of our captivity, man. And we have to work on most of them times. But if you can keep it, and it come around, man, you know when it's coming, keep the Sabbath, man. Okay? Keep it. This is Matthew's chapter 12, verse 11. And it reads, He said unto them, this is YAHAWASHI, What man shall there be among you that shall have one sheep, and if it fall into a pit on the Sabbath day, will he not lay hold on it and lift it up? How much then is a man better than a sheep? Wherefore it is lawful to do well on the Sabbath day. Okay, so basically, if you can't keep the Sabbath, man, okay, you got to work. Then that's what you got to do, man. We're in the land of our captivity. But if you can keep the Sabbath, keep it. Because the Pharisees were trying to find a way to condemn Yahawashi, man. Okay, in that verse. So that's why he told them, man, is it if a man have a sheep and he fall into a pit, ain't you gonna get your sheep out the pit, man? Out the hole? Okay, if it's on the Sabbath, yeah, you're gonna get them out. That's your own sheep, man. Okay? So keep the Sabbath to the best of your ability, but it's supposed to be kept, man. At least it's supposed to be acknowledged. Okay, this is Luke 14 and 5. And it reads, And he answered them, saying, This is Yahawashi, Which of you shall have an ass or an ox fall into a pit, and will not straightway pull him out on the Sabbath day? Okay, he was cutting the Pharisees again, man. Because basically, they still trying to cut them basically the same thing, man. But he told them, man, if you got an ox or an ass and they fall into a pit, you going to get them out. Okay? Now, this Luke chapter 6. It's many times when Yahawashi cut the Pharisees, man. This is Luke chapter 6, verse 1. And it came to pass on the second Sabbath after the first, that he went through the cornfields, and his disciples plucked the ears of corn and did eat, rubbing them in their hands. And certain of the Pharisees said unto them, Why do ye that which is not lawful to do on the Sabbath days? And Yahawashi answered them, saying, Who you ignorant called Jesus, his name is Yahawashi. And Yahawashi answered them, saying, Have ye not read so much as this, what David did when himself was an hungry, and they which were with him, how he went into the house of God, and did take and eat the showbread, and gave also to them that were with him, which is it not lawful to eat, but for the priests alone? And he said unto them that the Son of Man is Lord also of the Sabbath. Okay? So the Lord bless whom he gonna bless, man. Okay? He gonna bless who he gonna bless, man, for the Sabbath, man. Okay, he know our conditions, man. He know we still in the land of our captivity, man. So we gotta keep all the laws according to the best of our ability, man. So if you can keep the Sabbath, you must keep it, man. If not, as long as the Lord know you know that you acknowledge it and it's in your heart, man. Okay? But if you can keep it, keep the Sabbath, man. This is Mark 2 and 27. And it reads, And he said unto them, The Sabbath was made for man, and not man for the Sabbath. Therefore, the Son of Man is Lord also of the Sabbath. Okay? The Most High, Yahweh, got his Son running everything, man. Okay? So what his Son say, man, that's what go, man. What Yahweh shall say, man, that's what it is. Okay, this is Ezekiel 22 and 8. Thou hast despised my holy things and hast profaned my Sabbath. Okay? You ain't even trying to keep the Sabbath day, man. You ain't even trying to acknowledge when it is, man. Okay, they got a thing the Edomites created, man. Okay, it's on the unicorn, which the Most High set the Edomites up. So these things will be for us, man. Okay, the unicorn, you can go on the unicorn and pull up an app called Moonface app, man, and to show you when the new moon come in. Okay, everything ain't accurate. Like they got us following this Gregorian calendar. Okay, it's not the real Hebrew calendar. So we gotta follow everything to the best of our ability, man. But the moon phase app basically give you the time when the new moon falls in, man. Okay, so this is Ezekiel 22:8. Thou hast despised my holy things and has profaned my Sabbath. Okay, you even trying to keep the Sabbath, man, to the best of your ability. You ain't even searching when do the Sabbath falls in. Okay, this is important, man. He said from generation to generation forever, man. It's a perpetual covenant, man. Okay, this is Sirach, chapter 43, verse 6. So this is the Apocrypha, which we know was in the Bible, which is in the King James Bible. On the front of it, it says, Authorized King James Version. This is Sirach, which is Ecclesiasticus, chapter 43, verse 6. He made the moon also to serve in her season for a declaration of times and a sign of the world. What world? Cosmos, or the arrangement, the Israelites, okay? His people. Thus saith in Matthew 1:21, man, and John 17:9, his people. Verse 7, from the moon is the sign of feast, a light that decreaseth in her perfection. The moon is called after her name, increasingly wonderful in her changing, being an instrument of the armies above, shining in the firmament of heaven. Okay? The moon, no, it's lucky. The month is called after her name. The word month comes from the word moon. All you gotta do is do your history. Month comes from the word moon. Okay? Now this is Sirach chapter 44, which is Ecclesiasticus chapter 44, verse 22. With Isaac did he establish likewise for Abraham his father's sake the blessing of all men and the covenant. So you keep getting confused when they say the blessing of all men. Basically, when you say whosoever, it's talking about Israel, man. Okay? It says the blessing of all men and the covenant. So the men that's under the covenant. And made it rest upon the head of Jacob. He acknowledged him in his blessing and gave him an heritage and divided his portions among the 12 tribes did he depart them. So that's why they want to take the Apocrypha, okay, out of the Bible, man, because it breaks down too much, okay, how the Jews become Gentiles, how the Jews became Greek-speaking Gentiles, Greek-speaking Jews, okay, because they did according to the heathen, man. They was given license to do according to the heathen. That's why the Edomites took this Bible out. That Edomite Martin Luther, man, okay, took that Apocrypha, man, because it exposed too much, man. Show you why the reason not people eating pork today. But anyway, that's another topic. So just going through that, man, the Sabbath, man, if you can, you must keep the Sabbath to the best of your ability. Okay, along with all the rest of the laws, man. It's 613. Okay, the laws ain't done away with, man. YAHAWASHI was that sacrificial lamb. Back in the Old Testament, when they committed sin, they were sacrificing, okay, bullocks and oxen and all that sort. Okay. okay, for their sins. But Yahawashi was that sacrificial lamb, man. So that was the only law that was done away with, okay? The sacrificing of animals, man. The rest of the laws are still in effect to the best of your ability, okay? To the best of your ability, man. You must keep the laws, mainly the Sabbath. Most importantly, the Sabbath. So, just want to get into some scriptures about the Sabbath, man. Because they changed the Sabbath. Now they got us worshiping church where they got those 2/3 heathens, demons, okay, worshiping the Sabbath, man, on Sunday. Sunday worship, which is pagan, man, okay, the tradition of men. Matter of fact, let me get that. This is Mark chapter 7, and I'm going to start at verse 7. It reads, "Howbeit in vain do they worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men. For laying aside the commandments of God, ye hold a tradition of men." Okay? You hold a tradition of men, man. Okay? Who? Okay, who set up these pagan holidays, this pagan worshiping, man. Okay, Constantine, all these pagan religions, man. Baptist, Methodist, Pentecostal, Buddhism, Judaism, okay? Jehovah's Witnesses. All these pagan religions, man. The traditions of men, man. The Most High, Yahawashi, the Most High, and Yahawashi. Yahawashi, this is in the red. Yahawashi say, for laying aside the commandments of God, man, you put them to the side to follow the tradition of men. Thus saith these scriptures, man. Okay, this is Colossians chapter 2, chapter 2 and 8. And it reads, well, this is one of my favorite verses. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men. Okay, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Hamashiach, Yahawashi, man. Okay, following after the world, man, the tradition of men, man. So you following the customs of the heathen, man. Hey, keep the Sabbath to the best of your ability. It's important. Okay, keep the Sabbath to the best of your ability. That's the whole point, man. Okay, the whole duty of man, is to follow the commandments of the Most High Yahweh. Okay, through His Son Yahawashi, man. You must keep the laws and statutes, man, and commandments to the best of your ability. So with that, I hope someone out there was edified. And I want to say all praises to Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Kadash Rakah. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. And a sincere salutation to the Archon pushing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth, waking up the hopeful elect. Shalom.